Hello friends, I am Neeraj. So we are building our invoice generation software, and if you have followed along me, so we have successfully created the business logic to generate the invoice, and now I think it's time to share the invoice with the customer. So in order to share the invoice with the customer, so what we will do is that in last few sessions, so we have successfully displayed the invoice detail to the customer in the terminal, and we will save all this invoice information in a text file, and that file we can share with the customer. So in order to save the data in a file system, so first of all, so we need to store all this data in a variable. So we are going to create a variable, and we will name it invoice data, and that is going to be, so we will make it as a string, so like this. So we will initialize it as a string, and inside this for loop, so actually, so we are going to add new data about this about this formatted string which we were displaying in the console, in the terminal. So we will need to have this data in this variable. So in order to have this formatted string as a string in a variable, so we will again use the format package, but instead of the printf, so we will use the sprintf. So that takes the format the format which we want to format, and it returns the formatted string. So we will very simply provide this format to the sprintf function, and we will get rid of that. And after this for loop, so we will do the same stuff because we need to store this amount as well. So fmt dot sprintf, and very simply, so we will very simply copy this and provide this inside the sprintf function, and we won't need that. And in order to, so right now, so we have the data which we need to write into the file, and now the question comes in, so how we are going to write into the file. So basically this is very simple, this is very easy actually, and however there are multiple ways to create and write the file content into the file system, but we can use very simplest ones. So we will use the OS package, and in this OS package, so it has a very nice method function, write file. So it takes a few parameters. So first of all, so we need to provide the name of the file. So let's say we are going to provide we will name it invoice.txt, and second, so we need to provide a slice of byte. So we will basically actually we will need to convert this into a slice of byte with this invoice data, and the third parameter, it takes as the mode of the permission of the file. So we will go with the 0644, and it may returns called files, because reason being that file operation may return some error, so better to have to handle it also. And we will say if error is not equal to nil, then we will print the appropriate error message. So print ln, and we will say error. Otherwise we will very simply say fmt dot println invoice successfully generated. Okay, so our program looks to be okay. So now it's time to run our program. So here in the file system, so we are not having any such file, and once we run our program with go run main.go, so we will add few products. So test 1, and the price would be, let's say 2, quantity would be 3. So we will add more products. This time the test 2, the price would be 1.5, quantity would be 3. So we don't need to add more products, so we will press Q to exit. So we are getting this message that invoice successfully generated, and also so we are having this invoice.txt file created for us. So let us see how it looks and what about the file content. So here we are getting it that for the product was like something like this. So product was this, rate was this, quantity was this, and total amount also like this. So we can format this file as we desire. So let us also have the name of our store as well and the date as well. So here we can say, we will say fmt.sprintf. And remember, so we were having here, we created app name constant, which was holding the name of our store or our application. So we will say %v, and we will have a new line character as well, and we will supply app name. And we can also have invoice data. We can also have time as well. So let's say fmt.sprintf and date and time. So we will say date and time, and that would be, so in order to have the date and time, so actually we need to use the time package, and this time package is having a function now which returns the current date time. So we are going to use that one. So now if we run our program again, so go run main.go, so we will add few products again, 2, quantity 3. So second product we are also going to add, so test 2, price would be 1.5, quantity is 3. We don't need to add more products, so we press Q. So now the invoice is generated, and if we look at it here, so we are getting actually there is one formatting, so I forgot to add a /n here, so for the sake of better clarity, but our program is working fine. And let us rerun our program. So we will say test 1, 2, 3, test 2, so 3, and let's say 2.3, and we will press Q to exit. And now if we run this file closely, so here we are getting, so our name of our application, date and time also we are getting, and the invoice information also we are getting, and the total amount due also we are getting. So our application is much more meaningful and much more useful now. So congratulations to us that we have successfully created a full-fledged invoice generation software. And since we have already generated this text file, so we can email this file to the customer, or we can share this file to the customer, because this file is staying there in our file system, or we can print this file to the printer, to the attached printer as well. So we can do lots of things, right? And I think like you enjoyed the session, this whole project. So we successfully created this however small project, but it helped a lot to understand the concepts in a more firm way or in a better way. I think so. So if you wish to share your views about this whole journey, about this one, so do let me know, and I would love to hear from you. And I will see you in the next session, because I am planning to start after this CLI application. So I am planning to start with the web development and creating microservices using Go Fiber. So I will see you there. And that's all for this session, and I will see you in some other sessions. So till then, take care and happy coding.